Hold on, take this. I don't want this in the frame here.
She can edit it. All right, I guess we're on.
All right.
Hey, everybody, I'm Shane. I'm here with Charlie Shafter.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Shane.
So you're from Fort Worth?
I'm from Illinois, but
Oh.
but I live in Fort Worth, and I have for a while.
Well, my parents live in Denton.
I lived in Denton for a long time.
Did you?
7 years, ish.
They live in that Robeson Ranch area.
I don't even know what that is. I lived basically in the middle of Denton.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of off the square, kind of.
I always go to, it's like a retirement community. I go there, I never see anything else. I should probably check Denton out.
You should check. Yeah.
I heard they got a cool record store and a
Yeah,
little venue.
I mean, but when you talk about record store, isn't every record store a cool record store?
Yeah, you're probably right. That's a good point.
Yeah, as long as if they have records, it's like, oh, we have a cool record
But it's
store.
the most-
Oh, you mean you have a place that has records?
It's the most sold format of music now besides streaming and
Yeah.
online because CDs have become coasters.
Yeah.
Anyways, I usually start these off with not Denton talk, but the history of the artist and us, and we don't have a history. This was the first night.
Well, in a
do we?
long time.
It's been a while?
I think I played here about 15 years ago.
I was
when I
here,
was a very young.
but-
You were there?
Yeah, I've been here for 20-something years.
I don't remember what year it was. It was about 15 years ago. Somebody came here that saw me here 15 years ago.
Nice.
And bought tickets and told me, I saw you 15 years ago. And I was like, I didn't know how long it was until you just said that.
Well, that's cool. Welcome back.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to doing it again.
Yeah, me too.
So we're going to get into these heavy-hitting questions. You ready?
All right.
What is the first record you purchased with your own hard-earned money? Or whatever format.
Okay, so
CD, tape,
bet
cassette.
I bet with my own money it would have been a CD, and it probably would have been. And it's funny that they're related, but it would either have been Bob Dylan, Desire, Highway 61, or The Wallflowers.
Okay, well, there you go. That's
Exactly.
the son and the
Yeah,
dad.
the son and the dad. Yeah.
Those are nice records. I usually get to make fun of people because they're usually pretty awful, but I can't
Yeah,
do.
I'm trying to think of something real. Well, I mean,
We've all got,
I have impeccable taste in music.
don't we all? So, what was your first show you went and saw?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh, okay.
And I was a little child. It doesn't date me; it just makes me feel actually young. I guess that my first show would be Hootie and the Blowfish at the Illinois State Fair.
Oh, nice.
And I remember this because the singer Darius Rucker is his name.
Mm-hmm.
He said
Hootie.
the F word on stage, and he was cussing during talking.
Right.
And my mom put her hands over my ears.
So that's what you remember about the show.
I remember that about the show. That's it. I also saw Bob Dylan and the Wallflowers on separate occasions at that same venue.
Nice.
It's not a venue; it's a horse racing track or
Right.
something in the Illinois State Fair. And Dishwalla opened up for the Wallflowers. Dylan didn't have an opener, Bob, but my dad kept calling the opening band Dishwalla Dishwater.
Did he not know better, or he was just making fun
No,
of
he
him?
was making fun of me.
Oh, that's not nice.
It wasn't. I had high fever, too.
So you're kind of the video generate a little bit.
Absolutely.
So I honestly, this is something I just thought about the other day, and I've been curious. Is there, because I was listening to a song, I was like, I cannot hear this song without thinking about the video, and it kind of ruins the song for me because it's a really good song. Is there a song that you just can't unsee the video? Like mine was Aha, Take On Me, and I was just like, I can't not see this video.
All right, so even if it's a cover, because it's been covered a lot
absolutely.
of times, Fields of Gold by Sting,
Okay, yeah.
all I see is the video.
video?
All I see is the video. And then also, what's it called? Nirvana's Heart-Shaped Box.
Oh, yeah. And he's walking
It's-
around in the chair.
Yeah, and just the weird imagery or whatever. It's
Right.
almost some sort of dystopian, halfway religious. I
Yeah,
don't
of
know what
course.
it is. Yeah, you know, but that if I hear Heart Shaped Box,
think of
I'm
that
just
video.
like I'm almost in that video, you know.
Yeah, and it's
walking around looking at all that.
that's
thing.
because I was listening to the song. I was like, man, this is a really good song. I don't think I really know it that well because I just think of the girl running around in the video, and then
Yeah.
like that and Wicked Game from Chris Isaacs. That's a whole.
Oh, I mean,
that's a whole.
I
other
mean,
video.
that's all. That's a whole. That's a whole other thing.
So,
Yeah.
who was the first artist you put on a pedestal?
Probably the first one.
You can do a couple if you want.
I mean, all right. So first,
yeah.
George Michael, I think.
Really? Okay.
Was the first one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, like it just seemed so cool. You know, you gotta have faith.
He was
faith,
cool.
Faith,
Yeah.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
And that video was cool too. Growing up doing the videos and not streaming things, you could easily put. And then, Stone Temple Pilots,
Okay.
Interstate
one.
Love Song.
Mm-hmm.
That video, I loved that video as well. So it was probably those two when I was when I was
That
really
phase.
young, you know, there
Yeah.
wasn't, it was right before grunge, and then the Seattle scene started happening. And so it would be like Sons of Pilots, Soundgarden, and Nirvana, and
Right.
all those, and they had interesting videos, and I'm like, oh, I guess this is art, you know, and it was.
It was.
You know?
I think we all fell into that pit.
Yeah.
So did you? So you're on an island. You got 3 records. Which 3 records are you taking with you?
Gosh,
This is a
3.
thinker. I know.
Bob Dylan, Desire.
Okay.
I'll say, I mean, don't hold me to these. These are
These
the 3 that
see,
I'm thinking
Your opinion.
of.
Next time you come, you'll be like, dude.
Yeah. Stone Temple Pilots, Purple.
All right. That's good.
And I'm trying to think of something more recent. Oh, Nico Case, The Fox Confessor Brings
Yeah.
the Flood.
I love Nico Case.
Yeah. Those are probably my 3. But, I mean, there's so many more.
I know there are. But I put you on the spot. So,
Yeah.
so the 3 that come to your head usually, So So was there a time in your life that you saw something, heard something, experienced something, read a lyric, heard a lyric that made you want to do what you do, or is it something you just fell into?
Oh, man.
I've been
there's so
asking this
many.
question a lot. It's about 50-50 on people.
I don't know if there was one. That would be hard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's. All right. If there was something, if it stemmed from something, it would be Counting Crows, the album August and everything after. So that's one of the first ones that I bought and that I just listened to
Right.
over and over again because I'd never heard music like that.
Yeah.
And then my dad and my mom were like, or I wanted to buy it, and they're like, "Oh gosh, this is gonna be another Nirvana or Soundgarden or
angsty.
whatever," and they listened to it, and they're like, "Oh, if
Buy
you
him
like
thi-
this,
buy him this."
if you like this, you'll like Joni Mitchell." And then they brought out crates
All the
of
stuff.
records.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I got into that, so I guess that was the one that my parents finally said, "Oh, if he likes this, he's not that he's ready, but." We like this too, and if
Right.
he likes this, we should bring out all these. And he hooked up the record player, and I just had every Bob
Everything.
Dylan record, every Leon Russell record, every Joni Mitchell, like just this stuff that I didn't know my parents were cool until
Right, right.
until I saw that they had all this. Well, I mean, even until I listened to it, I was like, I mean, looking back on it now, I'm like, oh, my parents were listening to really good music,
Right.
you know.
Right. That's actually a really cool moment.
Yeah.
That's one of the better ones I've heard.
Yeah.
So to end this interview, I'm going to do some either ors with you. I'm going to give you two artists. You pick which one you prefer. You pick one. Doesn't mean you dislike the other one.
Right.
You don't
okay.
have to pick them if you don't want to, but that's boring. First one's Universal, Beatles or Stones?
It's the worst one too, because they're both English.
It doesn't mean you
So
dislike
here's the
other one.
thing.
You don't
here's
have like
here's
a
the thing.
preference.
I will say Stones, but they've done it too long. The Beatles is the right answer. But if the Beatles were still going on as the band that they were instead of Paul
Right.
and basically Ringo now, it would they would be on the same level. So if they were on the same level now, I would say the Stones still.
Okay. Well, I had one person answer: Stones on a Friday night, Beatles on a Sunday morning.
That's a great one. Yeah.
So Dolly or Aretha?
Mavis.
Mavis. All right. Okay.
But I know. So if I had to do both, Dolly because it's just so much. You know what I mean? She never quits, and I know Aretha didn't, but like I don't know. And honestly, I guess I'm ignorant enough to not know how many songs Aretha actually wrote.
I don't think she wrote many.
I don't think she wrote
I don't
many,
think
but Dolly wrote a lot of songs.
Dolly did, and I think Dolly's probably the most iconic woman in the country at this point.
I mean,
for what she
there's
does.
like not very many national treasures.
Yeah.
One of them's like Dolly, Snoop Dogg,
Willie.
Willie, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot ones that are alive. You know?
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's not many left that are like universally loved by everyone.
Yeah.
So Elvis or Sinatra? Oh.
Elvis.
Willie or Johnny?
Willie, because it's Willie. I mean, come on.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince. Easily.
Lady Gaga or Madonna?
Ooh.
Come
That's
on.
a hard one.
Someone, the girl I interviewed last night or 2 nights ago was like, I can't watch Madonna's TikToks. They're scaring her now.
Okay.
I didn't really know what.
Okay,
that meant.
so if I were to say, I mean, basically, Lady Gaga is a creation of Madonna, so let's just say Madonna.
Okay, good answer. Metallica or Sabbath?
Metallica or Sabbath.
Billie Eilish or Adele?
All right, I'm not so familiar with Billie Eilish.
You should listen to her stuff.
I have listened to a couple of songs that I really like, and I've also listened to a couple of Adele songs. And I guess it would be Billie Eilish because it just seems more available.
I got one more for you. John Prine or Bob Dylan?
Oh, you son of a
Everybody
bitch.
Everybody gets mad about that.
All right,
Everybody gets mad.
All right, so I'm from Illinois, and so is John Prine. However, I got into John Prine because of Bob Dylan.
Okay, fair enough.
So if I would never have heard Bob Dylan, would I be into John Prine? I don't know. Probably. But the way it happened with me, it was Bob Dylan first, and I'll continue that.
Okay. Well, nobody ever answers Dylan, so thank you. Everybody picks
Really?
Prine. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Stick with it.
I'm doing it.
You're the first. Charlie Shafter, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Enjoyed it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. That was actually.
Man, that's some tough questions, man.
They really are.
Prince or Michael